Welcome to a live edition of the Eagle Sports Coaches Show. We're from Total Care Pharmacy here on Main Street in Moorhead. We're even live on the internet. Sean Woods will be our first guest. Tom Hodges will join us in the second and probably third segment because we can't get him in hush talking most of the time. And Darian Westerfield, the Assistant Athletic Director at Moorhead State, will join us to wrap up the show. That's all on the Eagle Sports Coaches Show. We'll be back with our first segment with Coach Woods in 2 minutes.
Hey, this is Coach Woods, and I am so excited to be the newest Eagle on campus. And I want to thank all the alumni who have shown their pride by giving back to our university. Your contributions allow us to do much more for our students and programs. For those of you who haven't participated, we need you to join our team. Please help us reach our highest alumni participation in school history. A gift of only $25 activates your alumni membership for the year, and you can designate your gift to any organization or program of your choice. If every alumni participates, we can raise over $1 million. And that's what matters most, your participation, not the dollar amount. Even a smaller gift can make a real impact. Please join our team and make a difference to current and future Moorhead State Eagles.
Moorhead State University has been ranked one of the top public universities in the South for several consecutive years. Eagle alumni are making their mark. We're business executives, leaders in science, doctors, musicians, athletes, educators. You don't have to look far to see us. We're with you, leading the way to much more. Moorhead State University. We're on the map.
Welcome back to Total Care Pharmacy here in Moorhead on Main Street. Of course, 206 West Main Street. That's our location. First time that we've been out in a couple years as we've taken the Eagle Sports Coaches Show on the road.
Well, good. We're the traveling radio guys.
We are. And Coach, coming into this weekend's tomorrow's action, coming off a pretty good note. Tennessee Tech, Jacksonville State, two nice W's for the Eagles.
Well, it was, and anytime you can get a win, especially in conference this late, and we played two of the hottest teams in the league, and able to hold on. One of the things that I'm impressed with my guys is we're starting to compete again, and we're showing resiliency in not letting teams just beat us. We're finding ways to win. It hasn't been pretty, but we're getting great, pretty good guard play, and when we get pretty good guard play, 9 times out of 10 we have a chance to win, and that's what we've been getting for the last couple games.
You were questioning about the end of the season and how the players were doing, but you get two tough home wins, an 85-81 win over Jacksonville State and also a 65-63 win over Tennessee Tech. And that was maybe one possession or two possession away.
Exactly.
And they made the plays that they had to do, and it was different people stepping up at different times.
No doubt about it. And, I just like the fact that we're battling. Chad Pathamus is battling. Bruce Reed's coming off the bench battling. Drew Kelly's hurt, but he's battling. Khalil Owens coming off the bench battling. Our guard play is staying solid. We're not turning the basketball over, and we're giving our chance to win. And that's the only thing. That's all you can ask for.
I think Jacksonville State, Devon Atkinson, no turnovers. 15 points, no turnovers. Did not have a turnover to the Tech game until the last minute of the first half. He almost played 3 straight halves without a turnover, and being a former point guard yourself, you know how important it is that every possession counts.
No doubt about it, and he's been solid as a rock, and that's the reason why we've had a chance to win, and we have won, is because of his solid play, point guard play.
Now, this part of the season, injuries seem to creep up. We've had our share, it seems like, throughout the season.
All year long. I mean, Drew right now, we don't know. He's questionable with a deep thigh bruise. Plus, he has a groin injury. Angelo Warner's been battling a big-time knee injury. There's not one guy on my team that's not banged up, and we've weathered the storm. We fought, and but our motto is not making any excuses, finding a way to win. That's why the next guy's got to step up and be ready.
It's amazing what Drew Kelly goes to play. You take him out and you see the trainer go right to him, and they have the hot, kind of like a hot towel, but it's not a towel, but so he can stay loose.
Stay warm.
Yeah, stay loose on that thigh because you can tell sometimes when he gets in and he hasn't had that because
Right.
he looks about like an old man out there.
No doubt about it. It's like he's had a lot of miles,
Yeah.
and I told Drew, I said, Drew, you've been hurt. You get hurt more than anybody I've ever been around. But you always find a way when it's game time come to help us, do what you need to do. So that's resilience on his part, and he's a tough kid. And, this one injury is pretty sore right now, but I'll be highly surprised if he's not playing and suited up tomorrow night.
Jacksonville State, the crowd 1321. Of course, Tennessee Tech 2300. Always great to play at home. And I think that over the last couple of games, the effort's been there, and the fans have helped the Elford by getting out.
That's what home court advantage is all about. And if we're going to have pride at Morehead State University, pride has to start with us, and you show it by the attendance at basketball games. And it helps us out tremendously, especially these last two. The Eastern Kentucky game, that's a wash. That was one of the biggest crowds we had all year. But we just weren't there yet, and our guys really want to make it up to the people, to our fans tomorrow night against Murray, because we're expecting a big crowd and we want to take advantage of it.
Yep, Murray State coming to town. I remember your news conference well, as you were talking about the Ohio Valley Conference and the fact that you want to be right up there with Murray State. No reason not to be up there with Murray State. And Murray State, not selling Austin Peay short, but they're kind of the standard bearers in the Ohio Valley Conference.
No doubt about it, and we get a chance to play them. And, like I said before, Rome wasn't built in a day, but this is where we make our mark. And we got to take advantage of this, and hopefully our guys are ready to play, which after practice just a few minutes ago, if we could play like we practiced today, we'll be fine. So Murray's coming in. They're a wounded tiger. They lost 2 straight. So I know they're desperate to try to get a win, especially on the road. And we're going to do our best to not let that happen.
Watching practice yesterday before the women's game, you're still pushing them awful hard. Those free throws towards the end and running those extra laps, I don't think they like that too much.
Well, you still got to keep them sharp. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep them on their heels to let them know that we haven't done anything yet. We won 2 games. That's expected. We got a big one coming in tomorrow, and we got to be on our pin because, first of all, you got to get them back in shape after a day off. We were off on Sunday. So it's always you got to get the conditioning back. So that's why we did that we did a lot of individual work and then got some sprints in just so to keep our cardio good.
Some sprints?
Yep.
So 24, what was it? Was it 24 yesterday or was it? I was trying to think the time.
Care.
It was pretty interesting because
why, you have a problem with that or something?
No, I was just trying to see exactly how much time. I was going to try to race you out there.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, we can get out there and race too.
Murray State will come to town. 7 o'clock will be the airtime. 6:45 airtime. Tip-off time is set for 7 o'clock. 4 seniors going to have a ceremony before the game. Devon Atkinson, Milton Chavis, Jason Holmes, and Khalil Owens will be honored. You know how special Senior Day is at the UK when you played.
Mm-hmm.
Morehead State will be able to honor these 4 young men for their time here and their service.
Well, yeah, and it's unfortunate I only got a chance to coach these guys for 1 year. And just thinking about where they were before I got them until now, they've made leaps and bounds. And I'll tell you what, those guys have stuck in, and a lot of people counted them out, and we've gotten a lot out of them. And, the year's not over yet, and we still have a chance to end this pretty good. And they're hungry, and I told them, you're only as good as your seniors and your senior leadership. And they're starting to realize it now, and that's why we're playing pretty good.
Adult tickets tomorrow, $8. Parking is $5, and MSU students are admitted free with the Eagle card. That's a student ID. And, of course, winding down the schedule of the regular season. And as we talked about before, depending on how we finish, you never know what the OVC bracket's going to look like.
No, we just got to take care of your business and let everything fall where it's going to fall. And at the end of the day, you still got to play tough games in the tournament because everybody's bringing their best.
And of course, we have a nice crowd here at Total Care Pharmacy. We ought to put Siegel to work. Do we need to ask questions? I mean, anybody got a questions for Coach? As we're here live tonight on the Eagle Sports Coaches Show. Of course, Hodges is always just talking. So he'll get his thing. Anybody got a question for Coach Woods here as we are here live? Okay, we'll let him step up here and can ask. You can say your name.
I'm Tom James. Coach, what was the best part of your first year as Morehead Eagles coach?
Well, the best part was winning my first game at the Barclays Center in front of a good crowd. We had a bunch of alumni fans bust to New York, and to win in that type of atmosphere, my first actual game was very gratifying. And it was just a great start to myself and my career here at Moorhead.
Great, great. We're glad to have you, Coach.
I'm glad to be here.
All right. And, of course, we are here at Total Care Pharmacy in the Moorhead Plaza. We'll be here to 7 o'clock. We put Siegel to work. You see him? He did camera. He'll be putting that on his resume. He'll be asking for more right now. Yeah. Coach, after Wednesday, you go on the road, Oakland University for the Bracket Busters. I know you don't look ahead, but have you heard anything on Oakland?
No, I mean, they got one guy that can really score it, and he's going to be a handful. But right now we're just worried about, Murray State.
So tell us, we forgot to ask that scouting report on Murray State. Tell us a little bit about the racers.
Everybody knows, they have the best guard in the OVC and one of the best guards in the country in Isaiah Cannon, and he's going to be a handful. We got to make sure that he doesn't dominate the game, and we're going to try to make somebody else beat us. But we got to control him because he makes everybody else better on his team. They go as far as Isaiah Cannon goes.
Over the last little bit, I think it was Saturday night that Chad had his outstanding game, and the inside play has picked up. Even though Drew Kelly and Chad and Khalil have all seen their injuries, it was a nice sight to see over the last little homestand, the fact that they picked up their game when you needed them to pick it up.
No doubt about it, and we got a presence now. We got, at least that night, and hopefully we can continue of a go-to guy. We needed a bucket. We threw it in there, and he delivered. So he's getting better. He's getting better day by day, and he's got to continue to focus. But the more he focuses and takes this thing serious, he's got a chance to be really good before it's all said and done with his career here.
I know you need to go out and recruit a little bit.
Got to go find some guys. You know how that goes.
Sean Woods has been our guest. We'll come back with more. We'll be joined by – there he is. He's
the
ready.
Infamous
is that
Tom Hodges.
Tom Hodges will join us here live from Total Care Pharmacy when we return in 2 minutes. This is the Eagle Sports Coaches Show.